Hi, Sheila McShay here from She's a Sassy Lady, and I am working on a scrapbook page. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to catch up on scrapbook pages from years and years ago of my children, and unfortunately I don't know the years that these were taken because I didn't write in anything on the back of the books. And what I did is I just used my Explorer, came up with the heading on it, and just used what I had, pulled up birthdays and went from there. And the pictures I have aren't that great because they're old. It's not like today's pictures that are so pretty, nowadays we have these digital pictures and they're absolutely gorgeous. Well, my Explorer is working in the background, as you can hear, and it just finished up. Let me take this off. And I used a pen. And what I did is I've got on my Explorer a little set that says, or a little thing that says Scrapbook Journaling. And I was journaling using my Explorer. And let me get this off so you can see. And I'll just move that aside. And playing with the pictures that I have. On this particular birthday of my son Jason, this is all the pictures that we had. And the pictures back then, if you remember, you'd take the pictures and you wouldn't know what they looked like until you got your camera back, got your film back, and that might be a month later or 2 months later, etc., etc. So you never knew whether you had a good picture or not, and so you learned to scrap what you did have. Now in this particular case, I really don't have a good picture of Jason. Well, I do of him, but not of all the guests. And we basically just kept it with family. So what I did is I just made a little banner, went to rectangles in there, asked for a rectangle, put this on so it would match the paper that I've already got on here. And there we go. That's my journaling. And it fits right in with the page. Now, I still had my Creative Memories ovals, and so I cut a picture of Jason and Heather out because it was the biggest picture that looked the nicest, and I thought, I got to be working better on this where I can start doing my pictures and by picking out the size that I want. And what I would do at that case is, well, we'll just use this one as an example. I would cut out an oval if I wanted an oval the size that I wanted, then put this right on where I wanted it, and so put it right in the exact hole so I know where the picture is going to cut. Now that's what I figured I could do in the future, but I had already cut this one, and I didn't want, all I had was scrap blue paper, so I didn't want to take a chance of blowing it, and so I just what do I want to say? Made a copy, and not made a copy, measured the size of the oval on Jason's picture, and then went a 1/4 inch larger. I could have went as much as a 1/2 inch larger, but I've got a lot of pictures to fit on this page. I tend to have a lot of pictures on my pages, and so it's a matter of finding out how to get them all in and squeeze them all in. So let's get this on. And what I kind of do before I start gluing is I just lay them out on the paper and figure out where I'm going to put them. And this kind of looks like where they're going to be. I have a couple extra pieces of artwork I've got, and I could stick that over here, bring this over a little bit more. And then Jason loves the guitar, so I thought I could put this guy's foot on the guitar there and let him play. And I think that's how my picture is going to work out. And what I do is I just set them on there and start figuring where I'm going to go and start lifting. I love these from Birthday Bash. And do you believe this? I hurt my wrist. Still don't know what I did. I thought it was carpal tunnel or something like that. But I've been wearing this wristband and it doesn't seem to be getting better. And so I don't know if it keeps going any further. I might have to go in and get an x-ray because it's only on one spot. I had to laugh. I was going to call my sister and say, take a picture of your hand, because she has carpal tunnel, and tell her to take a picture of her hand and send it to me so I know where it hurts when you have carpal tunnel, and then I'll know whether I got it or not. But anyway, I'm just putting the pictures on. I am putting glue behind all the pictures using my ATG gun. And of course I use the kind that Won't hurt the pictures, the photos at all. They're bad enough as they are. And the worst part about doing this is when I decided to do it before we moved, I was going to, you know, take time and start scrapping my children. Well, then I had grandchildren. Well, you know, I had to scrap them. And so then I thought, you know what, I've got tons and tons of pictures of my grandchildren, but none of them out with my children. So what I wanted to do was just get my scrapbooks in order, because I've got years and years to go, and if something happens to me, at least my scrapbooks are in order, and my children can always have my grandchildren's pictures, you know. But anyway, I was just thinking they would love to see it, and my grandchildren adore the photos that we already have in the house, and I think they would go nuts if they saw their parents in pictures. And matter of fact, I showed my grandson a picture of Jason, and he didn't recognize him. And I showed him a picture of me, didn't recognize me, didn't recognize my husband. So I thought this will be so much fun. They'll actually see their parents in pictures, you know, when they were little boys and girls. And so that's fun. But see how easy this is to, if you just take the time to pick out your pictures. And what I do is I pick out my pictures for the page. And then once I pick out the pictures for the page, then it's real easy to just set this stuff. And I do my header. I kind of do a header. If it's a 2-page thing, I do a lot more work. And because this is my scrapbook, I got real artsy with my grandchildren because they loved that. They absolutely loved that. But oops, come on, don't stick down, please. Got to talk to Jesus about that, you know. I forgot what I was going to say. I thought my grandchildren, they absolutely loved seeing all the frills and the goodies, you know. But here I'm just keeping it kind of simple, because back then when I had children, things were a lot simpler and things weren't so ornate. But I was telling you, all my pictures were lost. Well, fortunately, I went to my mom's house 2 weeks ago to visit her. And she says, well, I think I got a lot of pictures of the kids. Let's start looking through pictures. Well, we spent 3 days just looking through pictures. Had an absolute ball. It was just so great, reminiscing and going on and on and on and on. So, anyway, I ended up walking away with 358 pictures because all mine are gone. Somewhere in the move, 3 separate houses, they got lost. See how cute that looks? Just put a little piece of artwork on there. And we'll have the little guy. You know what? I can use glue on him because I'm not putting him on a picture. I don't want this glue. I want. Love this. Art glitter glue from Tupolito, I think it is. LLC. So, the only hard part I have is putting the needle back in there, because it does such a fine line. Ooh, where did I put my... I got stuff laying all over this. When I scrapbook, I make a mess. When I make cards, I don't make a mess. My scrap room is a mess, because you got to sort the pictures, you know. We'll put this little guy right there, and he's strumming his tune. He looks cute as cute can be, but his guitar is hanging up. We've got to get his guitar laying down a little bit there so it doesn't get caught till I get it in guards pages for this. And I wanted you to see my first scrapbook page. Actually, it's not. I got to do another one, but it's happy birthday. Look at that. And then, well, here, what am I doing lifting it up? Let's just go down and I just let the kids, because nowadays everyone has children's parties. Well, back then there were a few people that had children's parties, but a very few people that did. And So we would have family parties, and the kids, we would make a big dinner for them, whatever they wanted for dinner, and then we would have a traditional cake. Now the traditional cake, and I should put that on there, I'll put that on one of these other birthday ones. The traditional cake, which they still all talk about, it was chocolate and then what do I want to say? Custard and banana cream in the inside and the center of the cake, and then the whole sides and the top of the cake was covered with whipped cream. It was delicious. And still have those every now and then. We have a traditional family cake, but that's what we had. But there's my page, and it turned out good, didn't it? And it just took a matter of minutes. I did more talking than I did putting the page together. And like I said, I did this off of my Explorer. And what I like is you can just very easily, if you think you need something else on your page, you can very easily just look up the piece of artwork you know that would fit in there, find it, and then do a flatten with it. And then once you flatten it, you print the picture out, and it cuts it, and you can just put it on there. And that's what I did with those to take up that space that's in there. Thank you so much for joining me today, and she's a sassy lady. You have a blessed week. See you later. Bye now.